It's really easy to get stiff and almost feel sore, especially if you're sitting at a desk for long hours throughout the day. So in this video, I'm going to be showing specific exercises for people who are sitting at a desk. And these exercises are going to be very convenient because you don't always have time, or it's super awkward to maybe go on the floor and stretch out or have exercise equipment. So all you need for these stretches are a table, a wall, and a chair. Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Justin Lee, physical therapist. It's really common to see people come into the clinic and have injuries that are related to work environments such as sitting at a desk. And a lot of these injuries can be prevented from simple stretches. So I'm gonna give you my top stretches for you to do at your own desk, or maybe if you're working at home, so that you can prevent any injuries. So hopefully I will never have to see you in a good way. Okay, so let's just dive into it. Just really quick, in the description below, I do have timestamps for the specific exercises. So if you're like, I just want to scroll through and see which ones, you can go ahead to the description and click, and it'll fast forward to that segment. But before we get started, I want to let you know for all the stretches that we are doing, you're going to be holding this for at least 30 seconds. But you can always hold it longer, and I would highly recommend that you get up and do these stretches at least every 2 hours. If you want to do it every hour and you're a superstar, that's even better. Lastly, I do want to say that this is not any medical advice, and these are just recommendations for typical people who are sitting at a desk and very common places where people get stiff and sore. However, if you do have any types of injuries, please go seek medical advice. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first stretch is gonna be for the neck. Very common to have a stiff neck. So all we're gonna do is something very simple. What you wanna do is you wanna sit at the edge of your chair. Your hand, the side that you're gonna stretch, that arm is gonna grab the bottom of the chair. You can't really see it here, but I'm just grabbing the bottom of the chair here. This acts as an anchor for the shoulder, and all I'm doing is side bending my head to the opposite side, and you'll feel a nice stretch on this side. If you notice, if I let go of my hand, I lose the stretch and I don't get it as hard. So that's why it's important to anchor down here, feel the stretch. Just be careful not to slouch forward because that is pretty common. Just make sure you keep your chest nice and upright. 30 seconds this way, switch sides, 30 seconds this way. All right, next we're gonna go into the chair twist. This is a really great one, especially if you have a stiff mid part of your back. All you're gonna do is just come over here to the side of your chair. You can go ahead and sit back or sit in the middle of your chair, feet nice and flat on the ground. And you're gonna twist and rotate to the back towards one side. For this one, you're more than welcome to oscillate and go back and forth, and then switch to the other side. Or you can hold this for 30 seconds. If it's hard for you to grab over the chair like so, or grab over the chair like this, you can always scooch forward and then just twist this way. You can see on this leg that I am holding the knee down on here and I'm twisting because it's easy for you to turn your body as you twist. So this helps lock everything in, twisting your body like you're wringing your body like a wet towel. All right, next is for the chest and the shoulders in the front. We're always in this slumped position on the laptop, right? Shoulders rounded, chest gets very tight, so we want to expand that. So for this one, very simple. You're just gonna grasp your hands behind your back like this, shoulders back, and big stretch here. You wanna try for this one to hold for 30 seconds or longer. Feel free to bend your neck side to side. Feel free to rotate them as needed. No need to go into those extreme ranges for this one. Just big stretch for here, opening up that chest. This is a great one, especially if you're stuck at a computer all day. All right, next, So this stretch is gonna be targeting the middle part of your back and the junction between the neck and the middle part of your back. So in this region, and it's gonna be great because we're lifting our arms overhead, which a lot of people who work in a desk don't do. Their arms are always down working this position. So we're gonna be stretching all of this, and all of the back. This is a great stretch. I guarantee you, if you do this stretch, you will feel amazing with this. All right, really simple. You're gonna put your hands on the table. You can get your palms or up to your forearms, and you're just gonna scooch your chair back. Oh, and dip that chest all the way down. Whew. This is a really good stretch here to do. And you're gonna feel that stretch all along here, like I mentioned, and the back. Hold this stretch. You're gonna wanna hold this for 5 minutes because it feels amazing. All right, the next stretch is gonna be specifically for the chest muscles and maybe a little bit in the shoulder. This one you can either do on a doorway. So if you have a door, you have both arms like this, like you're a football player or football referee, and you're just gonna slide into it. But for our case, we're just gonna use a wall here and just do one side. So basically what you're gonna do is you have your whole forearm, your palm to your forearm all against the wall like this, and you're gonna push away and look away from the wall, and you feel a big stretch in the chest muscles. So for the next one is gonna be a figure 4 stretch. And what you'll do for this one is, if you have the mobility, you're gonna go ahead and put one foot across like this, and you're just gonna lean forward into that hip. And when I show you this way, see, I put this foot across this way, you hold, and you lean forward, and you'll feel that straight in the butt. Ooh, that's a really good stretch for that butt area. All right, you're gonna hold that for 30 seconds, and then switch sides, and you're gonna hit that stretch one more time. You'll definitely feel this in the booty. Okay, so for this next one, we are gonna be targeting the hamstring muscle group. Those are the muscles directly behind the thigh. And for this one, you can easily do it in a sitting position. So, bring it down here. All you're gonna do is, you're sitting at the edge of your seat, bring one leg out, make sure you keep it slightly bent here. You can have the foot flat on the ground, and once again, you're gonna hip hinge forward, and you feel a stretch back here. Now, if you're like, okay, I don't really feel that one, then you can step the foot out a little bit more. If your foot comes up from there, that's okay, but I'm gonna show you some variations with the ankle so that you can feel the stretch more. But you just let that foot hang, hinge again, and ooh, I feel that stretch right here. Now, a couple things you can do to enhance that stretch is, number one, you can move the ankle back, up, and you'll feel that more in the calf and hamstring. Or if you want to keep the ankle as is, you just push your knee down into the floor, and you'll feel all of this going on. Okay, next we're gonna be working on the hip flexor. I know this kind of changed because I need the camera back a little bit more. But the hip flexor group, which is right here, gets very, very tight, especially if you're a person who is sitting all the time. So you'll hear, oh, my hip flexors are tight. Why is that? So your hip flexors are right here, and as you sit, right, these muscles get tight. And when we stay in a position for a long time, muscles tend to stay in that position. So when you try to stand up, the muscles don't want to stretch. So that's why it's important that we stretch these muscles. So let me show you a way how to do that. Okay, so this one, all you're gonna do is the side that you want to stretch, you're gonna bring that leg back in a lunge position. I'll show you guys, come on down. Guys, move this back in a lunge, or bring this back position, hands on the table. And all you're gonna do is just lunge forward, and you'll feel that stretch deep in here. Now, a really common mistake with this exercise is people will try to arch their back to try to get a little deeper. Don't do that, no, no, no. And the reason being is because when you do this and you try to arch your back, that puts a lot more stress on that back, and now you have a secondary issue which you do not want. So once again, you bring this back and you just lunge forward, and you'll feel that right here in the front. Now, for the last stretch, this variation is a little bit more advanced. So if you're super tight, just stick with this one. However, if you're like, all right, I think I can handle a deeper stretch, Watch this. You're gonna utilize your chair. Same position that you're here, right? Except this back leg goes on this chair. The knee stays on the seat. The foot goes on the back of the rest, right? The backrest. And same thing, you're gonna be in this position. You can either slide this leg back like this and you'll feel a stretch here, or you can stay in this position and you could once again lunge forward. Ooh, and you feel a deep, 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 deep burn here. All right, you guys, so these are very common stretches that you can do if you are at a desk job. Once again, you can prevent a lot of these injuries that happen simply by moving more, moving often, and stretching as much as you can. So I hope these stretches has given you insight as to which muscle groups tend to get a little bit tight or which joints tend to get a little bit stiff, and that you can utilize these stretches to help you get more mobile, help you feel more free, and to hopefully live out a longer life where you are pain-free. All right, you guys, thank you for watching. Once again, my name is Justin Lee, physical therapist. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe and hit those notifications below right there. And if you have any specific questions for me, you're always welcome to email me. I'll put all of that in the description. Thank you for watching.